Hi, and I hope you're having a fabulous day. Welcome once again to another episode of Tim's Timely Tips. Today it's focus on keyword research because when it comes to SEO, the whole purpose of it is just to rank very high for keywords that your customers are using. Now, the key part of what I just said is the keywords your customers are using. What's their purchase journey, the buying cycle? When they go through the different stages of awareness and consideration through to actual purchasing. Now, at the top of the funnel, when they start, you'll typically have a question or a generic search that someone will ask. Now, as they've had that question answered or they've searched for that generic search, they'll then have what we call a category search with something a little bit more specific. They know more of what they want at that point. So they're going to go back to Google and they're going to start a new search for that. And then finally, they're going to know exactly what it is they want. They're going to go back to Google and they're going to search for that product or service. Now, it might be a service, it might be a product, it might be a specific piece of information that they need. But typically, all users go through this type of purchase funnel. Now, we need to think about where to focus your efforts from an SEO point of view, because really you want to be visible at all times of the customer journey. You want people to understand and know your brand. If they're going through to your website, where you can educate them and try and sell to them, but also then you can retarget them, so you can get them onto your newsletter, into a webinar, or trying before they buy. So attracting people from any part of the funnel is great, but let's think about how effective each one will be from a sales point of view. Typically at the top of the funnel, whether it's a generic search or a question that people are asked, that's where there'll be the most volume, the most number of people searching at the top of the funnel. A lot of people will be searching generic keywords, for example, but there'll be a very low conversion rate. So getting someone through for the keyword trainers, for example, if you're an e-commerce store, is going to have a low conversion because they haven't specified what kind of trainer they want. Do they want men's or women's? What size? What brand? They've just done a very generic search. Even if they land on your website, they probably don't know what it is they want to buy just yet. So the chance of converting to a sale is quite low. However, right at the bottom of the funnel, when they do what we call a product search, there's going to be less searches for the types of keywords they're going to be using. But conversion rates can be really high. They might be mentioning the exact product they want, the colour, the size, and the brand. If they land on your website, the price is right, it looks reputable, ease of purchase, delivery, etc., etc., and they're going to convert. So you definitely want to be found then. But even at that point, there are so many variables that could cause you to lose the sale. One key one that is often overlooked is social proof. You spent all your hard-earned cash getting them to your site. They are ready to buy, but they need that last piece of evidence that they are doing the right thing. Social proof, usually in the form of reviews, does that. If there is no social proof, you run the risk of losing them, and you don't want that to happen. I'm going to go through 3 examples of funnels in action across a local business, a national business, and an international business. So, first one, local business. Remember in previous episodes, we've talked about the type of company you are, business, e-commerce or media, and whether you are targeting customers locally or on a national or international basis. So imagine you're a customer, you got home and your boiler has stopped working. This is the funnel they'll be using. They'll go to Google and try to figure it out themselves. Top of funnel. Why has my boiler stopped working? And after reading maybe a couple of articles, watched a few YouTube videos, they'll go, okay, I need to repair my boiler. Back to Google and search boiler repair. Middle of the funnel. Now probably what they'll find is that's bringing back results of maybe do-it-yourself boiler repairs, more YouTube videos, or maybe even repair companies. But they aren't based locally to where they are. So they'll go back to Google and okay, well, what I need to know now is I've got a Bosch boiler. So I need to search Bosch boiler repair, and I'm based in Birmingham. So I need to search Bosch boiler repair Birmingham, bottom of the funnel. So that's a typical user journey for a local business. So now let's do it for a national business. Imagine you're a national business selling SEO services. Your customer journey may start with searching how to drive more traffic to my website. It's not very specific, but there'll be a high volume of people searching that probably aren't going to convert if they land on your website. Next, they might search how to do SEO because it's a term they now know. They'll go, okay, I found out there's a thing called SEO. How do you do SEO? So they'll go back to Google and they've refined their search. They've read a few articles. They've seen, though, there's a few ways you can do it. You can use an agency, or maybe you can do it yourself using something called SEO software. And they'll go back to Google, maybe search for SEO software. They might convert at that point, or they'll probably decide they need some help. So another search, this time for SEO services. The interesting thing here is that Google will serve up different search results depending on where the searcher is located. Now let's look at an example for e-commerce. So imagine you're an e-commerce retailer and you sell TVs online. Now your customer looking to buy a new TV, they've gone to Google, or maybe even Amazon in this case, and they're going to search best TVs for sale. Then down to the category of TV they would like. For example, HD TVs. They sound interesting. Let's go and search for those. During this search, they may decide the brand they want to buy is Samsung. So now they search for Samsung HD TVs. Now they'll click through and look at the websites. Now what they might do is what a lot of customers do. They'll go, I found the exact Samsung HD TV that I want, but I want to get the very best price for it, and I want to see all the retailers that are selling it. So they'll grab the name of that product, sometimes even the product codes, and go back to Google and search, so they can now look through all the retailers that are selling it and find the ones with the best price, the best delivery options, for example, and purchase from there. So if you're an e-commerce store, there are multiple layers that you can optimize your website for and drive customers from. So think about the purchasing funnel for your business and all the possible keywords that you can start to optimize your business for, because this is really where it all starts. So number one, products and services. Make a list of every product or service you offer to your customers. Think about everything that you sell and how can it be categorized. What do your customers call it? Make the list as extensive as possible. Next, ask your colleagues for opinion on what kind of questions are your customers asking. That's going to help you at the top of the funnel to identify those questions that people start with. Also ask them, how do the customers reference the products and services? What type of language they use when they're asking to buy a product or service? Next, spy on your competitors. What kind of keywords are they ranking for? What are they optimizing for? How are they categorizing the products and services that you both share? And last but not least, try Google search. It seems sometimes the most obvious way, but it's easily forgotten. If you go to Google and start searching some keywords, whether it's a keyword at the top of the funnel, you think that's a keyword at the top of the funnel, or at the middle, or at the bottom of the funnel. Start searching those keywords in Google and see what kind of recommendations Google's given you. Now Google will give you auto-complete suggestions. So as you start typing in to the Google search bar, there'll be a list of drop-downs of what it thinks you're trying to search for. That can be a great way of finding keyword ideas, because that's based on people's search data in Google. So they're showing the recommendations that appear most often. You'll also get the people also ask questions. And then Google sometimes has related searches at the bottom. So it'll give variations on the type of keyword you've given. So there you have it. You've got the basis for your keyword research. How are you going to do it? If you need help, you know where we are. Until next time, be the best. Bye for now.